Howdy folks. So I've put together a series of videos and I'll be having them edited in right after this short one of making dye from walnut skins. I already put a short video showcasing this holster and stuff, so if you've seen that you already kind of know what that's about, but I'm going to show you the process I went through. So this is the finished product. This is what it looks like with a coat of dye and then neat's foot oil on top of it. This is just a vegetable tan split, heavy vegetable tan split from Springfield, and somewhat historically accurate looking cavalry type holster. So anyway, that's the finished product. So in the videos, what I cooked down ended up giving me around 70 ounces, give or take a little bit, of dye, and I just used water to boil it down. That's what most of the how-to videos I could find said to do. I can't find much information on preserving it, or if it, once it's boiled, if it just keeps by itself, if it's in a glass jar. I got it in glass bottles, same difference. I might cook it down some more so I get it more concentrated and darker, and then put denatured alcohol in it. And I might try cooking some down with just straight alcohol. I'm going to try a few different things, and then a few months from now kind of look at them and see how they're doing, assuming I haven't used them on projects at that point. But it was based, other than the neat's foot oil, dyeing this was free for me because I have 3 walnut trees in my backyard and one of the neighbors that drops walnuts in my yard, so plenty of walnut skins. I'm also saving the walnuts themselves. I got them in buckets, just a layer on the bottom. Hopefully they'll dry, and I guess you can crush them up and boil them, and you can make dye out of that too. So that might be a project I do a video on this winter. We'll see. But for now, we'll go through the video clip showing you the basic process, and I'll do a voiceover on them, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I put the husks in the water here, and I got it on high. And as you can see here, now it's starting to boil, and starting to get bubbles and stuff. That's when everything really started to turn from green to black. A lot of it was already black, and now I've turned the burner off at this point, and it's a lot blacker. And here it's simmering down, and as you can tell, everything's black now. There's no green left. So you start with see, even the wood gets pretty color there. It will dry a little more gray and a little lighter than what that looks like. So now I'm going to be draining it, and so to start the process, you'd have to, of course, gather your walnuts, and then you got to take all the husks off, which, wear gloves, rubber gloves. You'll want them or you'll stain your hands, but it's pretty easy. You just get your thumbnails under it and they'll peel right off. The green ones peel off better than the darker ones. I left some of the darker ones whole, just threw the whole nut and everything in there. Seemed to work good that way too. But I think it releases more dye if you have them all chopped up and keep working it as you're boiling it down. Just keep pushing it and breaking it and smushing it. And you want to wear old clothes like I'm wearing there, because as you can see, I splashed on my jeans. So you want to wear something you don't care if that happens. And I just push more of the liquid out here and then drain it again. Now what this is doing is just getting the actual husks or skins or whatever, just separating the bulk of the liquid from that. It's still a really thick, pasty liquid at this point. Yeah, definitely something you want to do outside, because you'll make a real mess inside if you don't. You're probably going to want to have go to a thrift store if you got old pans or bowls that you're not using for anything else like I'm using here, something designated for it. You could use string or tape for this part. I was kind of struggling to get that bungee strap wrapped all the way around there. It went better the first time I did this. Took me 2 tries to get it on there, but you want something to keep that t-shirt from falling into the bowl, because then you'd have to just restrain all over again. Or you could use a strainer, stainless steel strainer or something would probably clean up pretty good. Just something that most people would have in their kitchen. But I had an old piece of t-shirt that I always save old t-shirts to use for gun cleaning or leather working, different applications, so that's what I use to strain it. The one nice thing about a strainer would be you'd be able to tell how full your bowl was. The bowl I'm pouring into is smaller, so I had to stop in the middle and make sure I wasn't going to overflow it. There's an awful lot of black gunk on that t-shirt too. I was amazed at how much, when it's so dark you couldn't tell all that stuff was in there, but it's basically like mud. Call it walnut mud. As you can see, there's still a lot of liquid in there, but then a big pile of gunk's gonna fall off here. Maybe that's the end there, but yeah. So I had to use a different part of the t-shirt that was not draining very good in that spot anymore. From what I've seen online, you can use this to dye clothing too. With that faded camouflage shirt I'm wearing there, I guess you can soak that in the same stuff and it'll darken it enough that it'll work better for in the woods. So found out you got to keep a divot in your cloth or it'll run over the top and off onto the bench there. You can see the puddle on top there. It's not draining very good because it's got so much, I'm going to call it sediment. Ended up taking a piece of my tobacco lath and scraping that out of the way so it could find a place to get through. So what's in the video, I'm only showing about half of what I had to strain. The other half was in that pot in the background on my left side there. That's full too. A lot of black gunk off of that. I didn't save the skins. The one thing I read online said you could save the skins and use them again, but I don't know if I'll be doing this again this year or not. So I just composted them. And I'm sure the 5 or 6 nuts that were still in there, the squirrels will appreciate that I threw them back in the yard. You can see it's very messy, so like I said before, definitely do it outside, as your wife may not be very happy with you. So I ended up filling 4 of those bottles and then half of another one. Thanks for watching.